Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. But guys, week 6 of the APA, the St. Louis Rampardos are taking on the Portland Nightshaders and Coach John Jr. in an epic week 6 showdown. If you guys missed the last one, we got a brand new team here, a brand new squad, and last week we took on Panther, I believe it was Panther, and we had Smash, man, so go check that out. It was a pretty interesting game. This one's looking to be pretty tough, man, because John's got an incredibly good team, and I don't have the best answers to things. He's got just happens to have some really good stuff against my team, but I do think this is a winnable game. I'm going to try my heart out, so be sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe if you guys are new, and let's jump into things here. Real quickly, though, our question today is, what Pokemon do you think should be unbanned from Draft League format? Because there's a lot of Pokemon that we have in the format that we ban. You know, Mega Mawile is not allowed in this league, and there's a lot of Pokemon that kind of are on the cusp. Landorus, you know, the Incarnate form with Sheer Force, you know, things like that. Maybe Aegislash, maybe Deoxys Defense. Is there anything particular that you think that should be unbanned for future leagues? So let's talk about the teams here. So he's got a Mega Deontay, which is incredible because it hits from the physical side and the special side with Moonblast and Diamond Storm, which could boost his defense. Latias, which I'll mention, could be a Z Crystal user. I could see him bringing it with, you know, maybe a Choice Scarf because he's going to want to outspeed Kartana. He's got Tangrowth, which is a very big physically defensive wall, which is very difficult to switch into, like hit hard because of Regenerator. It can heal back up. Cobalion is just a good fighting and steel type Pokemon that can set up Stealth Rocks. He's got the Swampert, a good defensive Pokemon that only has the 1 weakness grass types. He's got the Zapdos, which happens to be the best response pretty much in the game, almost to Kartana, and a really, really good response to Mega Pidgeot. So he's almost certainly bringing Zapdos. Drapion, of course, a good dark and poison type with only that 1 weakness to ground. Araquanid is a good sticky web setter, hits pretty hard with that liquidation and a water bubble ability. It's got Moltres, which I could see him bringing like a Z Crystal Moltres or a Choice Scarf Moltres. Obviously, his Flame Body. You also have to remember that that Zapdos could have static. It's going to have static, so it's going to potentially paralyze a lot of my threats. So I have a very tough matchup this week, as I mentioned. Exploud is something that I really like hope he doesn't bring because it's such a threat. Like, there's another Pokemon that just wall breaks. And then Ferroseed, I don't anticipate Ferroseed under any circumstances, just because it's not very good. So, you see the 6 I think he's going to bring. He might bring Voltres. I can see him bringing Moltres. I can see him bringing Araquanid. I can see him potentially bringing Drapion, but I don't see the Exploud. I don't see the Ferroseed because I feel like he needs the other pieces there. So let's talk about what I'm going to bring and kind of why I'm bringing it. Wrong button. There we go. So let's talk about it. I'm going to kick things off with Mimikyu here, and Mimikyu is really designed to kind of be the end game Pokemon. I've got Adamant, so I'm actually not going to outspeed a max speed Drapion if he ran Jolly, but I need that extra power. It's actually really important. After a Swords Dance, I can actually one-shot the Moltres after Rocks. I can one-shot things like Latios. I can do a tremendous about 60% or so to the Deontay. I've got the Wood Hammer, which will actually one-shot Deontay and Swampert, things like that, and then Play Rough just to hit other things hard, like the Lati and stuff like that on switch-ins. But this is kind of my way to win at the end of the game, is hopefully with Mimikyu. I've got Victini, and I had to bring a unique set again. I can't just bring an offensive banded set because he could have that static Zapdos, which could really be annoying for me. So I'm actually going to bring a kind of a defensive sort of Victini here with a Substitute and Leftovers. So I'm actually going to get some health back there. I've got the Blue Flare. I've actually got max HP. I've got Energy Ball, which is going to hit the Deontay for about 60-70%. It's going to do a lot to the Swampert. I could threaten the Tangrowth, the Cobalion. You know, I could Toxic things like Lati. I could slow, like, kind of whittle his team down with Toxic, which is also really nice. And again, that Substitute. Victini generally forces a lot of switches, so getting a Substitute up is something that is very doable. I'm bringing Kartana, and you might be like, aDrive, you were just talking about how he's got a Tangrowth and a Zapdos. How are you going to bring Kartana? And I'm bringing Kartana because I actually feel like Kartana could actually work out really well for me. I'm going to be bringing a Leaf Blade, Giga Impact, Swords Dance, Sacred Sword Kartana with the Normalium Z. With Swords Dance up, if I Normalium Z Giga Impact, I am one-shotting Tangrowth, I am one-shotting Zapdos, I'm avoiding those statics, I'm just obliterating his team. And my hope, and I'm going to tell you guys this is how it's going to go, I'm hoping if I can get Paper Cut in against Deontay for free and bluff that I'm Choice Scarfed, his easy switching is always going to be Zapdos. I just click Swords Dance, and then I hopefully go to town and get rid of that Zapdos and open up the door for Pidgeot. So that's what I'm hoping. If Zapdos if Deontay knocks something out, 1,000,000%, the fastest click, I'm going into Kartana right away because I need to pretend like I'm Choice Scarfed, because Choice Scarf Kartana is probably what he's going to expect anyway. I've got Donphan here. I'm bringing max HP, max special defense. This is one of my few ways to switch into Deontay. As I mentioned, Deontay is just a massive threat to my team. I really don't have much for it. I could take some Moonblast and some Diamond Storms. I can Earthquake, do a lot of damage. I don't necessarily have to one-shot the Deontay. I just need to weaken enough for Mimikyu to be able to clean it up with the Shadow Sneak. So that's something to keep in mind. Toxic there for things like Tangrowth and Swampert and whatever else. Whittle those Pokemon down. Zapdos, whittle them down. Kartana, get those rocks up, keep them off the field with the rapid spin. I'm bringing my Rotom here. This is a defensive Rotom, mixed defenses, mostly physical, but it's also designed for Deontay. I have the Citrus Berry, an item I never run, but it allows me to switch into Deontay. He hits me with a Moonblast, my Citrus Berry pops, I can actually live another Moonblast, and I can one-shot him with Hydro Pump. I've got Hidden Power Grass there for Swampert, Pain Split, and Volt Switch just for momentum. This is also my way to deal with things like Moltres and stuff like that, so I kind of need to keep Voltergeist around. And then last but not least is really one of my keys to the game. He does have that Zapdos, but my Pidgeot can win this game. It's got U-turn. I can't U-turn until Zapdos is gone though, because it's static. I've got Hidden Power Steel, which one-shots Deontay. Then here's the real tech. I got Hurricane, obviously, because you know we're going to have that no guard, 100% accuracy Hurricane. And then I have Hyper Beam. And Hurricane plus Hyper Beam actually one-shots physically defensive Zapdos, which I'm expecting. I expect him to bring physically defensive set for Kartana, so I can actually get rid of that Zapdos, and that could open the door for Kartana, that could open the door for Mimikyu, etc. This whole team strategy really revolves around, I got to get rid of that Zapdos, and I got to find a way to get my Mimikyu in. It's all about chipping down his team and let Mimikyu win. I got to chip down Cobalion, I got to chip down, maybe break a Rindo Berry on the Swampert, get a little damage on that Deontay, a Volt Switch or anything like that, and then, you know, weaken the Tangrowth, which I can do, you know, Giga Impact from Kartana, and Hurricanes and things like that. Victini can pressure it. I have the ways to do it. So, tough matchup, guys. I can't emphasize enough. It is a tough matchup just because my answers to Deontay are very limited. He's got Zapdos, which is so good against my team. Tangrowth, it's just, there's a lot of tough things here. But I think we can win this game. I did a lot of practice matches. I need to play smart. I need to get that Swords Dance with Kartana. I need to nuke something with that Normalium Z. That's going to be our key. I'm going to get connected here with John. We're going to throw down and hopefully pick up another win here this season. Let's have some fun, show some love. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, we're connected here with John. Let's find out exactly which 6 Pokemon he's going to be bringing. Definitely expecting the Deontay, the Zapdos, probably the Laddie, and I think he'll probably bring Tangrowth too, but we'll see. The 6, I think I nailed it pretty closely. No Tangrowth, Drapion instead, which is fine. Honestly, like, no big deal there. Drapion is definitely a little bit annoying, but honestly, that's probably okay. So I think I could see him leading with the Swampert to get rocks up, maybe the Cobalion. I definitely like the idea of leading with either my Victini or my Rotom to just HP Grass or something. I mean, if he leads Drapion, that thing's gonna be really annoying, and I have to deal with either a knockoff or something like that. Victini's not as important in this match though, because he doesn't have Tangrowth, so I mean, it's there for like Cobalion and stuff, but it's not as important. So I think I kind of like the Victini lead. It does force switches, and I kind of want to keep my Rotom healthy because I actually think Rotom is going to be pretty crucial. I don't think he leads Drapion because of the fear of a potential Donphan lead, because getting up rocks is pretty important for me. So I'm going to stick to my Victini lead here. I actually feel like that's a pretty solid lead. It matches up decently well against a couple things that I could see him leading. You know, he most likely leads like Swampert or Cobalion or Drapion if I had to guess one of those 3. So it matches up pretty well against Cobalion. It matches up really well against Swampert, despite the fact that obviously Swampert can hit me pretty hard with a super effective move. But I am like I have like a good amount of bulk, so he's really only going to be doing like, you know, a little over half to me and stuff. And I can one-shot him with Energy Ball, depending on his spread. So that's something good to note. So this is, like I said, I couldn't stress this enough. This is a very difficult matchup. Like, just on paper, it is very, very difficult. But he's going to live with Jacob, which is going to be his Zapdos, actually. A little surprised to see that as his lead, but that's totally fine by me because I can actually set up a substitute against this thing, which works pretty well. Or I could just go for a nice little blue flare, which I kind of like as well. So I'm kind of liking the blue flare lead here and kind of keeping my shenanigans a secret, because I could do a lot of damage to this thing, and he knows that this is like one of the bigger threats. So you know, I guess the only thing is if he goes Drapion, I'm gonna want to, I mean, I could blue flare it. It's gonna do a lot of damage to him. Sub is really nice, but I'm just gonna blue flare. I'm just gonna go straight for a blue flare here. He's obviously got to be very scared though, because if I'm like offensive, he's got to keep that in mind. I could do a lot of damage to him if I'm offensive here. In fact, I would imagine a choice banded Victini could actually you know, potentially knock out a Zapdos if I was like fully like banded V-Create or something like that. So he's got a tough decision to make here. I don't know if I'm him. I don't leave my Zapdos in. He's just gonna U-turn, so he's actually faster than me. A little surprised to see that, but that's okay. I could have got my sub up, no big deal. This is gonna reveal that I'm leftovers, but again, I'm not super concerned about that. You know, to me, it's you know, I just wanted to get a big hit off with the blue flare, which I can do right now. And that's going to allow me to, you know, if I blue flare the Swampert, that's going to be fine. If he goes Drapion, I can find out if he's Assault Vest or whatever, you know, and all that good stuff. So let's see what he's going to do here. He's gonna lead with Hank Dank Tank, which is gonna be the Swampert. Okay, I could have energy balled, but we'll see how much this is gonna do to the Swampert. I'm gonna get a blue flare off, and that's gonna do a lot. So that tells me that I can definitely energy ball in this following turn here and get a good amount of damage off on him. He knows I'm leftovers now, so he's got to keep that in mind. I'm thinking I'm just gonna go for an energy ball here. I don't think I want to over predict, because I mean, I'm gonna one shot him with that. Doesn't he's physically offensive for sure. Like, he's got to think I have energy ball, I'm sure. So do I want to substitute and make a prediction here, or do I just want to energy ball and try to knock him out, keep rocks off the field? I think I want to just energy ball. I'm going to just make a very obvious, like, straightforward play here with the energy ball. Like, sub is probably the better play, but I kind of want to scout out his team, see what he wants to do. I have ways to deal with Swampert, so I'm not, like, super duper concerned with it at this point. If I can keep rocks off the field, though, that could be really useful. So I got him down to about 75, which is good. Let's make a note there. And he didn't show lefty, so I'm sure he's Rindo. So he's gonna switch. So I substitute was the better play. He probably goes Drapion here. No, he's gonna go right back into Zapdos. Okay, that's fine with me. Fine with me. He's gonna scout out my energy ball, no problem. All right, I do a very tiny chunk to him. I'm gonna show my lefties. At this point, I'm thinking that I'm just gonna go for a sub this time, because I think he's gonna want to go into his like, he needs something to take a blue flare at this point. So I think I just sub or a toxic. I'm gonna sub because he hasn't, like, if he's gonna discharge me or whatever, then discharge me. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna take that much damage on your Zapdos right now, you know. And we could be running a speed type. He's not scarfed. Like, although I didn't see, he's just gonna T-bolt, so he might be offensive. That does nothing. He does get a para though on a T-bolt, dude. Like, I really don't need hacks in this game. Like, I really don't need to be hacked out. He gets a para on a T-bolt. That's pretty rough. That's actually pretty rough. Okay, I'm gonna just have to blue flare him. I'm gonna have to blue flare him. It is what it is. He's probably, I think he U-turns now. No, he's gonna T-bolt again. Okay, he's gonna break my sub. Like, he did so little to me though. He did so little to me. That's really unfortunate. Just don't get parried. I'd really like to get a blue flare off here. Good. Okay, let's see how much this does. Because I don't know if he's, I think he's like more offensive. Yeah, it does a lot. That does a lot. He's definitely, I kind of want to go for the substitute again, because I think I can get a substitute off, and that kind of protects me if he switches. I think that this thing, like, I feel like he could be like scarfed, dude. I'm actually kind of surprised. He's not really doing a lot of damage, but he could be scarfed. I really want to substitute. Like, the thing is if Zapdos goes down, that's such a big deal. Like, Zapdos going down is such a big deal. Do I want to sub or do I just want a blue flare? Like, he's not going to go Drapion on a blue flare right now. I'm going to sub. He's going to switch. You go probably Swampert. Yeah, Swampert. Okay. I almost energy ball too. All right. Just don't get paralyzed. Thank you. Okay. I can now threaten this Swampert, which is good. Okay. So Victini's actually doing its job right now. You know, I mean, I got that Zapdos down to like 25, and I'm in a situation where I could really threaten this this Swampert. So I'm just gonna energy ball. I'm not making any crazy predictions right now because I'm in a decent spot. You know, I'm able to pressure. I mean, that para was massive though. Dude, I just like hoping that doesn't bite me. I'm just really hoping that doesn't bite me in the butt here. He's gonna Scald. He needs to break my sub. He knows that. Okay. He's most likely Rindo. I really would love to break this Rindo berry here. This is very important because Mimikyu's Woodhammer needs this Rindo to be broken. And that's what I was worried about. That's what I was absolutely positively worried about right there, is I really needed that to not happen. I really needed that to not happen. I just have to energy ball. That really stinks. That really stinks because it is what it is, but that stinks. He's gonna rocks. Okay. And we know he had rocks, so now I gotta get rid of those, and I get the energy ball off, and he's got a Rindo berry, of course. And he's probably gonna live this on a sliver. Not too much, but a sliver. Yeah, he's gonna live that. No problem. And now he's gonna be able to knock me out here with it. I think I could actually probably live a Scald. It's gonna be really close. I think I just energy ball. I just gotta knock him out. I'm not gonna predict here. That just stinks though, because I would have been able to potentially put him in a situation where he didn't get his rocks up there. You know what I mean? Which is the part that stinks the most. But it's okay. I can spin against the Drapion and against the Cobalion. So it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's just annoying, you know? He's gonna Scald. I might live this. I'm not gonna say I will. I would love it if I did. No, we're not going to. Did he crit me? No, okay. So Swampert kills Victini with Scald. So that's a bummer. Definitely a bummer. Okay. All right, I gotta go Rotom here. I'm gonna go Rotom because Rotom can handle a couple things, and it's not gonna take a lot of rocks damage. I don't wanna go Pidgeot and take a lot of rocks damage here. So I'm just gonna Hidden Power Grass, I think. I don't see him saving Swampert. Like, why do you save Swampert here? To take damage on something else? Like, I mean, I could Hydro Pump and do a lot of damage to something, but then I run the risk of missing. I'm gonna HP Grass because I don't wanna miss. Like, if I miss, I'd be really bummed. So, yeah, we'll just get rid of the Swampert, So that whole exchange, I got rid of the Swampert at the end of the day, and that's cool. I'm definitely bummed, though, because I feel like, you know, that pair on Victini was just massive, but it's okay. My Rotom's in pretty good shape right now. I can deal with a lot of his team still. That Drapion's really scary, I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be the biggest thing. So here comes Misery. That's Laddie? Yeah, it's Laddie. Okay. I have to make a tough decision here, because I don't really have the best ways to deal with this thing. Especially if he's Scarfed. I think I'm just gonna Volt Switch because I need the momentum, and I don't know if I want to risk anything else taking a hit here. That's where things get kind of scary. I don't want anything to take a hit, so I think I have to just Volt Switch. Like, what's gonna take a hit that you know what I mean? Like, I don't want anything to take a hit. I don't want to go Paper Cut right now and threaten him. I just feel like that's kind of risky, so I'm just gonna Volt Switch. I'll take some damage on my Rotom, which stinks, but he's gonna just Psychic. Okay. And he knocks me into Citrus. He gets a crit, dude. Oh man, dude. This is just not going my way under any circumstances. All right, get my Volt Switch off. This is terrible because my switch-ins to the Deontay are just getting absolutely obliterated right now. I'm gonna go Reese's because I got a Rapid Spin. I gotta get those rocks off the field, dude. I gotta get them off the field because I need Pidgeot to be at full. I can't be risking that, and I really want to get my own rocks up. So I'm specially defensive. I know I could deal with this Laddie relatively well. So I'm just gonna go for the Rapid Spin here. I gotta get my hazards off. I gotta get the hazards off the field. Dude, this game has started off not the way I wanted to. There's a chance he's Scarfed. I can't tell from that damage because he crit me, so it's a little tricky. I'm assuming that's like Scarf though. I mean, I'm pretty bulky. He could be Soul Dew as well though. Like I said, it's very difficult to tell because he did. Yeah, it's so hard to tell because of the crit. It's very hard to tell because of the crit. Yeah, it's very hard to tell. I think it was just standard offensive. He's gonna switch, so I get to Rapid Spin. He probably goes Zapdos here. He's gonna go to Cobalion. Okay, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. He might be special though, but I'm specially defensive, so I'm okay with this. I'll break his potential balloon. He didn't have one. I got rid of rocks. I'm just gonna EQ. I think that Laddie's Scarf. That's gonna be my guess right now. I think he's Scarfed. I kind of want to get rocks up because that might be the KO on the Zapdos, but I also don't want to let him set up here. I feel like he goes back to Laddie, dude. I really feel like he would double back into Laddie. Do I Rocks or do I Earthquake? I'm gonna Rocks. He Magnet Rises. Okay. Okay. Not surprising. Alright, my switch-ins this thing are limited, dude. I'm running out of switch-ins here. I'm running out of switch-ins. I can't really do much to him. I have to switch out, so I think I have to go Voltergeist here. Take a hit. I mean, realistically, like, I just need to weaken him, so it's not the end of the world. I just need to get chip damage off on him for Mimikyu. That's really what this game is about at this point. Like, Mimikyu can definitely put in the work. That Drapion is going to be a problem, though. He's going to SD. Okay. So, now I'm going to basically have to throw my Kartana away to Sacred Sword him, and then Pidgeot is going to have to Hurricane him. That's really what I have to do here. I'm going to Pain Split on the off chance something goes crazy here. So he's SD Magnet Rise. Yeah, this is not good, man. He's probably dual stab, and this is where, like, having Victini around would have just been so clutch, but he's going to knock me out here. All right, Kartana going into Cobalion. I have to set Kartana now, which stinks. I get Sacred Sword for 60-something%, and then Pidgeot can do the work from there. If he can't be SD polished, so he's gonna Z. That's fine. You can Z, dude. He's Fight Z. Okay. Cobalion kills Rotom with Fight Z. All right, so I mean, Pidgeot's definitely my play. Or actually, Kartana's my play because I can threaten him right now and do enough so that I can knock him out with the Pidgeot, and his switch-ins to Pidgeot are very limited now. Like, he's gonna have to use Laddie to pivot. So we could work with this. It's not the end of the world. We gotta go hard Kartana here, and I got a Sacred Sword. He could save this thing. He very well could save this thing, but he's Magnerized up and like ready to rock. So I'm just gonna Sacred Sword here and just get damage off on him, because he knows he can live unless I'm Z. So I would assume he just stays in. But either way, like, I have to get this thing in range for Pidgeot to Hurricane, so that's okay. My switch, yeah, he's gonna stay in, so he's gonna knock me out too with this thing, unless I get like a massive crit or something. But we got him low enough, so Cobalion kills Kartana. I'm assuming we ain't living that. Yeah, this is just unfortunate, man. This is very unfortunate, because just getting kind of wrecked out of my control. Just kind of getting wrecked out of my control right now. All right, we go Bird Jesus here. It's not over though. I can still win this game with Mimikyu and Pidgeot, but the thing is, I'm running out of pieces to switch in. Like, if he just Dracos with Laddie, like, we're in trouble. We're gonna Mega Evolve here. We're just gonna Hurricane, because now Zapdos goes down, so at least I can kill that. Drapion, I'm gonna have to get a lucky Confuse on that thing. And yeah. Let's see here. Let's run a Calc on Latias. I'm gonna assume he's Scarfed at this point. I'm gonna assume he's Scarf Laddie. I mean, I can live a Draco with Pidgeot, and I can two-shot him with Hyper Beam. So that's a good thing. He's got to be Scarf Laddie. His whole team comp makes it seem like he's Scarf Laddie or Scarf Zapdos. But Pidgeot is very good right now. The Drapion is annoying, but I can deal with him. If I weaken it a little bit, I still have my Donphan around. Donphan can Earthquake. I'm gonna have to make some crazy predictions though, because he's got 2 levitating Pokemon. Does he save this thing? I doubt it. I mean, Mimikyu beats it anyway if I get an SD up, so at this point, like, he's weak enough for Mimikyu, I think. So I'm not really super concerned. He's gonna switch, okay. He's probably sack off Zapdos. Graham? Is that the... Oh, that's the Deontay. Okay. I mean, I have HP Steel, so I'm not worried about it. Unless he's trying to find switch-ins, like free switch-ins to stuff. I don't know. I'm just gonna Hurricane here. I have HP Steel, so that does nothing. I get the Confusion, which is nice. Okay. What are the chances he actually stays in here? Like, very little, right? Like, absolutely very little. If I'm him, I just switch back out, like, into something that takes an HP Steel, like the Laddie. But I feel like I have to make the obvious play here. Like, I have to just HP Steel. Or I U-turn. But the thing is, I can't take... I have to HP Steel, guys. I have to. It's so obvious, dude. It's so obvious, man, but I have to. He's going to go into C-Dad, which is going to be the Drapion. I have to make these plays, though, which stinks. Like, I feel like I don't really have an option. I have to HP Steel here. All right. I mean, I can live a hit from this Drapion, so I have to just go for the Hurricane again. And I have to hope for a Confusion. It just stinks, man, because I just know that, like, these plays are so obvious. Like, they're so obvious, but I'm so backed into in a corner right now. I need a Confusion. I need a Confusion real bad. I need a Confusion real bad. He's going to Pursuit Trap me? That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that play. It does nothing. Hurricane again. Actually, at this point, I can U-turn. But I'm going to Hurricane because I need to just knock this thing out. He's going to get knocked out. That's fine. I think he made a big mistake there, actually. I think he just made a pretty big mistake because he just let his Cobalion go down, which honestly, that was like, or his Drapion go down, which was the way he stopped my Mimikyu. So I'm really confused why he did that, because Mimikyu with a Swords Dance up might just win this game now. I feel so much better about this match right now. That just changed everything. I don't know why he would sack off his Drapion. Like, he needed Drapion to stop Mimikyu. Now, if Mimikyu gets an SD up, Shadow Sneak is very close to KOing the Deontay. Yeah, Shadow Sneak KOs the Cobalion. Zapdos dies to Rocks. Shadow Sneak KOs the Latias after Rocks at +2. So I'm very confused. I'm very confused. The one thing that really would mess me up is an Iron Head flinch from the Cobalion. He's going to go Misery here. That's the Laddie. We know this thing is Choice Scarf, 1,000,000%. I'm a little concerned about him going for a Healing Wish here. But I think my play, I'm going to just go Rhesus. I'm going to just go Rhesus and see what he wants to do. Just don't go Mimikyu. I think he's Scarfed. gonna go Reese's here. If he goes Draco, then I don't know. I don't really need Reese's at this point. That Deontay was so low. I feel like, what did I hit it with? I hit it with a Hurricane plus rocks. It's 24 plus like 30. He's gonna be really close, man. He's gonna Healing Wish. I knew the Healing Wish was coming for Zapdos. I knew the Healing Wish was coming for Zapdos, dude. I knew it. I knew it. I have still a way to win this though. I can Hyper Beam it with okay, so he Healing Wishes. That's fine. Latias dies to Healing Wish. I knew it, but I can Hyper Beam it. I can still Hyper Beam it. I can still Hyper Beam it. I can Toxic it. I can Hyper Beam it. Get my opportunity to get Mimikyu in, and I can still win this game. He takes Rock still. I'm gonna Toxic. I don't really care what he wants to do to me. He probably just U-turns out. Do I just Earthquake? Do I just Earthquake and see what he wants to do? See if he U-turns into Cobalion? Yeah, I'm gonna Earthquake. He U-turns. Yes. Perfect. I can still win this. I have Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam can break the Zapdos. Plus, he's gonna be at 50% now. What's Mimikyu doing to Zapdos? Can I Shadow Sneak and beat him at +2, or do I have to be +4? I gotta be +4. Okay. That's okay. I'm gonna kill something right now. It's gonna be the Cobalion. He's probably gonna sack Cobalion right now. And if Zapdos is Scarfed, he doesn't beat Donphan, so I could Toxic him. Somehow I'm coming back in this game right now. I knew he was gonna be Healing Wish. I don't think the Zapdos is Scarfed unless he's dual Scarf. I got rid of this thing, good. Donphan kills Cobalion with EQ. Good stuff, Donphan. Good stuff. Latias and Cobalion are gone. He's got Deontay and Zapdos left. That's it. That's it. And I can take hits from both. I can Toxic the Zapdos and wear it down. I can Earthquake the Deontay and knock it out. If he's Scarfed, he can't beat my Donphan with his Zapdos, and his Zapdos is going to get knocked down to 50%. My Pidgeot beats the Deontay, and if he's not Scarfed Zapdos, my Pidgeot beats the Zapdos with Hyper Beam too. So, we can still win this game. We can still win this game. This is going to be close though, man. This is going to be really close. It's not over yet, but I like where I'm at right now. I really do. There's no way that Zapdos beats my Donphan. I should just be able to Earthquake the Deontay when it comes in. He's going to have to Moonblast me. I can easily take it. I'm specially defensive. And then at that point, I just have to beat Zapdos, which I should be able to do. If he's Scarfed, like I said, he's going to have to lock himself in HP Ice. At which point, Mimikyu beats him, because I can Play Rough twice. So here comes the Zapdos. I'm just going to go for a Toxic here. He probably has HP Ice, but it shouldn't do that much to me. So I'm just going to go for Toxic. He's not Mega on Deontay yet. He's got Heat Wave, so he doesn't even have it. He doesn't even have it. We eat that. Toxic. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I needed. Toxic him, dude. Wear him down. Wear him down. Okay. And Mimikyu beats the Deontay no matter what, unless he gets some crazy Diamond Storm stuff. So, trying to figure out what my best play is here at this point, because he's going to keep Heat Waving. I can't do any damage to him outside of a Rapid Spin. So, what is my safest play right now? Do I go Bird Jesus and just sack him off? Or do I just stay in here? I mean, Peekaboo going for Woodhammer. I just got to make sure that Deontay doesn't set up and I'm fine. So, I'm going to Rapid Spin for a tiny bit of damage. He's going to have to just keep Heat Waving, I think. Yeah, he's got to keep Heat Waving. He obviously has a chance to miss. And that does very little to me. Like, we're staying above half health here. And this Rapid Spin's going to do, like, nothing, but it's something. He gets a Static off. And that was actually probably, like, the worst case scenario because I kind of needed Donphan to not get Static. Because now he could potentially set up with the Deontay, but I should be okay because I could Woodhammer it. Alright, I'm going to Rapid Spin again. Dude, this has been a crazy game, man. I should actually be Earthquaking. I should have Earthquaked. I misplayed. I should have Earthquaked. Because if for some reason he decides to switch out here, but I'm pretty sure he's Scarfed, so it's okay. Yeah, he's going to Heat Wave again. He misses. A little bit of justice there. I'll take that. I need that extra health back. Get a nice Rapid Spin off. And he's going to die to Toxic on the following turn. So I think he brought dual Scarfers, man. I think he really did bring dual Scarfers. I'm going to Earthquake here. Just in case he wants to. He's not going to save it. Because of, whatever. There's no reason to save it. Do I Rapid Spin for the KO? Or Rapid Spin. Yeah, he's going to Heat Wave. He hits it. We're sitting above half, though. Ooh, he crits. And he paralyzes. Okay, that's fine. Donphan gets the kill. Donphan kills Zapdos with Toxic. Okay. And now, honestly, I just need him to not get, like, he can't, if he Rock Polishes and gets a Diamond Storm boost, I feel like is the only way I lose this game at this point. He has to Rock Polish and get a Diamond Storm boost, and I have to get paralyzed right now for him to do all that. Because he is so weak. He's at 50%. My Mimikyu beats this thing. I just have to Earthquake here and just hope that he doesn't get a Rock Polish and I don't get fully paralyzed. He's gonna have to do something crazy. I have no reason to switch out here. He needs to Rock Polish to beat my Pidgeot at this point in the game. He might not even have Rock Polish. It may be a different set. And if he Rock Polishes and I don't get paralyzed, I knock him out. He Rock Polishes, that's his play. He knows that's his play. I have to just Earthquake here. Just don't get paralyzed. Perfect. Good job, Donphan. You're a beast. That should kill. Put in the books, dude. Let's go. Dude, that was a crazy match. I'll take the win. 3-0 win. His big mistake there was he threw away his Drapion. I had the game there with my Mimikyu at the end. His Healing Wish and his Zapdos was a very good play on his part. That was a very smart play on his part to keep that Zapdos alive, knowing how difficult it was for me to deal with. I did have my Hyper Beam Pidgeot, though. That is one thing I did have in the back. He probably thought my team had no way to beat it, but I have a fully especially defensive Donphan, which was going to tank hits all day from that Zapdos. He was U-turn, Thunderbolt, Heat Wave, and maybe what was he? What was his fourth move? I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe it was Discharge. I'm going to ask him. Oh, he said his HP was supposed to be HP Ice, but it was messed up. I'm just going to say I'm not sure it mattered, to be honest. Good game. He says he thinks it mattered. So I think I had it. I'm just telling him I think I had the game anyway at that point because I would have lived, like, Pidgeot would have lived. He's saying, I don't know, maybe. No offense, John. I had the game at that point. If he had HP Ice there, it doesn't matter. Here's why. If he HP Ices my Donphan there, like, if I'm just running a quick calc, it's, like, I'm sure he's upset because his you know, his thing was wrong. Like, I understand that. I would be frustrated too. But at the same time, like, assuming he's a max special attack set, like, if I'm looking at Heat Wave versus Hidden Power Ice against my Donphan, and again, my Donphan is fully specially defensive, we're talking about a difference of 7 to 10%, right? 7 to 10%. So what's the worst case scenario there? He locks into HP Ice, he knocks out my Donphan while Toxic is wearing him down, and then I go into Pidgeot, and Pidgeot just beats him at that point, right? Because he was worn down from Toxic, and he wasn't gonna, like, beat me that fast with the thing. With the Zapdos, and like, just looking at an offensive Zapdos set, like, Hidden Power Ice is gonna only do 50 to 60% to my Pidgeot. My Pidgeot was in prime position to be able to take those hits. So, with all due respect, I feel like we had the match at that point in the game. I don't think that mess up on his Hidden Power Zapdos, I don't think that makes a difference, because I was specially defensive Donphan. I would have been taking hits, and then, again, I had Wood Hammer on Mimikyu, which, if we look at Mimikyu versus the whatchamacallit, Deontay, not only would I have been able to get a Wood Hammer off, which would have done, wow, it does so much. Oh my god. Wood Hammer against a Mega Deontay does, let's see here, 127 to 149. So even if he got the +2 Diamond Store boost, I would have done 64 to 76. He was at 50%. Plus, I have the ability to Shadow Sneak for another 32%. So I feel like we had this. I really do, and I'm really happy with how I played, despite the initial hacks, man. That Thunderbolt Para on Victini, that was very annoying. And then a crit there on Rotom, not as important, but the Victini, I really feel like my Victini set was so good against him, and it wasn't able to really shine as much as it could have, but it did force some switches. I weakened the Zapdos enough. I forced that Rindo Berry off the Swampert, which was big, and then I was able to force him to Healing Wish that Laddie, because he knew that Mimikyu was going to beat him at the end there. So overall, very happy. I'll take a W. Nice 3-0 win. Props to my opponent. Feel free to check him out. I can understand his frustration. I've been on that. I will tell you guys a little secret, though. I'm going to show you guys a little secret. And John, if you're watching this, I'm telling you this from just experience, dude. Do the favor. Just go right here every single time and just check your Pokemon, man, because I do it every single game. I swear to you, I check every single Pokemon. I check every hidden power. I check if my Pokemon are happy enough for a return, everything. I check my items. You just don't want to make that mistake, because it stinks to lose to a game like that. But in this situation, I really don't think it mattered. But anyway, I'm happy we won, dude. 4-2, right? 4-2. I think we're 4-2. 4-2. we have our 2 toughest matches probably this season coming up. The number 1 team and the number 2 team are our next opponents. We have Lord Emvee and then WolfeyGlick, the VGC champion. So we've got some really tough matches upcoming. I have beaten both of them before. Last time I faced Emvee, I beat him in the playoffs, man. Whew. Last time I faced Wolf, he beat me in the championship. So we've got a little bit of vengeance here. It's going to be intense. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.